In today's interconnected world, the rise of digital nomadism has been revolutionizing the industry and revolutionizing the way people work and travel. But what exactly is a digital nomad? Digital nomads are individuals that leverage technology to be able to travel and work in terms of their career and work in different locations. As long as you have access to a good working laptop, computer, and access to internet, you would be able to leverage this and work in almost any location in the world. While that may seem like dream career and just beautiful to actually get into, whether it's in a tech-based career or any other career that allows for you to work remotely, this may have some effects on certain economies, certain countries, and areas that these digital nomads live and stay in. And digital nomads that are earning in currencies that are stronger than the South African rand may perceive their experience of visit to be cheaper as opposed to whatever country they are from. Cost of living in the US versus South Africa is a major difference. South Africa has a 68% lower cost of living than that of the US. So somebody earning anything within the region of 3,500 to 4,000, even 5,000 US dollars a month will definitely be among the top 1% of earners in South Africa. And then this goes hand in hand with earning that amount of money, paying for rent, food, and experiences would be relatively cheaper as opposed to that of your home country. So while digital nomads contribute to the local economy by spending on accommodation, food, and experiences, there are concerns about their long-term impact, and more specifically driving the rental prices up within the local economy. The average South African will not be able to afford exorbitant rental prices. For example, the average price in Cape Town for a one-bedroom, more along the lines of the city center, could go anything from 12,500 to 15,000. And for a digital nomad, this could be anywhere between 500 to 600 US dollars, especially if you're earning quite a good salary. Now, the average South African itself may struggle to even pay this type of rental, and that becomes a little bit difficult in that the landlords then do see this as an opportunity to capitalize on digital nomads coming in where they find these rental prices cheap, but the landlord capitalizes and knows that if they can afford this, might as well hike the prices up. And that's the aspect of real estate coming into this, right? When we talk about sales and rentals in real estate, we talk about the aspect of real estate where if an area has had some exorbitant sales prices, it pushes up what the perceived value is of that area. So for example, areas like Mhlanga has a higher sale value in terms of property prices. And over time, then it's been deemed to be, one of the more wealthier areas of KZN. Areas like Clifton, where location and proximity to the beach skyrocketed the property values over the years with interest rates. Obviously, this means that it'll be very, very difficult to get anything like at $1 million to $2 million in that area, right? So you need to understand that the aspect of people that are willing to actually pay for that specific price then start setting a standard as to what you can charge in that area. So hear me out here, right? So if an area for a long period of time has only had a rental of, let's just say 5,000 to 6,000 a month, and here comes in a group of people coming in that they say, well, 5,000 to 6,000 is probably very cheap, let me afford that. And well, I can afford that, right? And if they can rent out a place for 5,000 to 6,000, and landlords start seeing that there's more people that are just easily paying for this, might slightly increase the rental prices and then realize that people can still afford this. And we're talking about people like digital nomads or people from out the country that just earn in a different currency that makes it easier for them to pay for these rental prices. Landlords start seeing that, and over time, picture this. Place is 5,000, a digital nomad comes in, pays 5,000 a month, right? That person leaves. landlord sees that this person is not from South Africa, let me drive the price up. 5,000, maybe 8,000. The next person comes in from another country. That person enters that accommodation, comfortably pays that rental, and that puts a perception in the landlord that if they can afford 8,000, why not 10,000? Why not 12,000? And that's how the cycle of increasing the property prices just escalate. Now there'll become a point where maybe digital nomads stop coming to South Africa, or the new law coming into place with regard to digital nomads restrict the number of digital nomads coming into South Africa. There'll be a point where the landlord just cannot get that type of rental anymore. So it's one of two things. They'll be sitting on the market where they're not going to get any rentals for their property, or they'll have to reduce the price at some point, right? So there's a lot of factors that play into this. As much as digital nomads right now is becoming a very big problem to a lot of South Africans, where it's driving the property prices for local Cape Townians, we need to also understand that it can't happen forever. And at some point, with the restrictions of digital nomads coming in, there'll have to be a reduction over time. Now, one thing to note is that as much as digital nomads may drive the prices and specifically accommodation prices up, they do have a sense of value to the local economy. By purchasing from economy, from stores, investing as well, this can help drive the local economy. But there's some drawbacks to that, in that some of these digital nomads just don't pay tax in South Africa, and they pay tax in their native countries. So it's a bit of a twofold. Having their money coming to the country is good. It forms part of the tourism sector. It also drives up local economy, helps the local economy, allows more cash to circulate, money to circulate. The problem is they also don't pay tax for the services that they use. So a little bit of an issue that a lot of people do see, and maybe this new bill on digital nomads might change this going forward. Maybe they might implement something where they'd have to register for local tax, and that way they would be able to then contribute through tax and help in terms of the service sector. So that kind of sums up digital nomads and just basically gives you an example, recapping on what I've said with terms of property prices, that when a landlord sees that he can charge more and more and more as new people come and go, it's pretty much going to drive the rental prices up and make it less affordable for the local South African.